All right, guys, welcome back. We're going to go to our final topic here. This is going to be my topic again. And originally, I was going to ask, what is your favorite Mario game? But then I started listening to you guys throughout this week on these topics, and it quickly dawned on me that I don't think we can distill a favorite game like that down. There's just so many great, there's so many great Nintendo games that I think I'm going to open it up to just favorite Nintendo game of all time.
Oh.
So I wanted to start with
As
from the N64. Yeah, favorite Nintendo game of all time. It can't be like Mega Man's one of my favorite games, but that's made by Capcom. This is a first-party Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So the one game that I gravitate towards, and I have a bunch, but this was up there with one of my top, is Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, that was
an
great.
N64 game. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is because this was actually the first game I bought with my own money. At the time, I was working at a restaurant. I was this bus boy who was I was 12 or 13. I don't know. I could barely lift up the bus buckets, and I'm working my butt off just to save money. I'm getting $8 a week, and it took me a while, and I eventually got enough for $70 to pick up. And I went to Toys R Us and I bought Super Smash Brothers, and that just was, I don't know, the connection that I made with that game, just from being able to have my own disposable income, buy my own games, and then to play it, and then for that game just be really, really fun and amazing, but also just different. It was the first time that really I think I've ever seen a bunch of Nintendo characters all get brought in, and then they're all fighting. They all have these different moves, and I was a big fan of fighting games in general. So it was just a really, really fun game for me.
I'm right there with you too, man. That's one of my top favorite games of Nintendo too. Super Smash Brothers. I own that still today, but I don't have a lot of friends that like to compete against it because I smash them with Kirby, baby. I went super defensive always with that game, man. That was a lot of fun. Seriously. Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say, whoa. First off, that's a difficult one.
There's too many.
Yeah, I know.
So I was gonna say, you could say top 2, top 3.
Okay.
I want to kind of put it up.
Well, I'm going to have to say that, Zelda was one of those games for me.
Which one, though?
Ocarina of Time we'll go with. That one for me, that was a big deal for me as one of my most favorite games from Nintendo. I am a huge fan of the RPG games. I don't play them as often today because they can consume all of your time, and I need to dedicate that to my family and my kids. But that's where it all started. The RPG love started for me in Zelda and the Ocarina of Time. I love the fact that you could have, mounts at the time. You could have the fighting, the different combinations that you could put together. The free roam map aspect was huge for me. With that game in Nintendo 64, it was a time when I think it was around 10 years old. Huge impact on me, in my gaming style that I liked and enjoyed, to the kind of gamer that I was going to develop into. And later on, I eventually got into games like EverQuest, and it stemmed from Ocarina of Time, the Zelda Ocarina of Time. Just the same kind of gameplay style. Go out on quests, go roam around different areas, and pretty much from this third-person view kind of deal. And I liked it. It eventually, molded itself into my favorite kind of gameplay style.
Yeah, and I definitely second that Zelda pick. I mean, I loved it. I played every single one up until I think the one where the masks were introduced. That was the last one I ever played. Didn't really get into it. Yeah, but all those original ones. But man, I'm torn between. I would say Blitz. Blitz was such a huge game for me when I was growing up. And
I don't think Blitz was a Nintendo game though.
Yeah, it was a 64.
It was a first party. It was on 64, but I don't think it was first party. So I'm talking things like Mario, Donkey Kong,
okay, gotcha.
Star Fox, Pokemon.
Gosh, I was gonna kind of say something about that Blitz too, because what a lot of people don't know is that Ian and I used to, before we would hit the bus stop, we would play a round of Blitz or 2 rounds of Blitz before we went every day. For a few years, man. Blitz was no joke. I did enjoy that one too on the N64 console.
Yeah. So then I would definitely have to say Zelda, man. Zelda. I mean, just it was such a great game. With Clay even saying earlier that the second Zelda on what was it, Super Nintendo?
That was on NES.
Oh, yeah, that was on NES. I remember playing the first one and then the second, third. I mean, I played them all, so I can't really narrow it down. I just loved
that whole line.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with the Zelda. Yeah.
Yeah, I even played that one on Game Boy too.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know, it was, and that was obviously a totally different kind of gameplay. We were just trying to smash and bash the bushes and stuff, getting extra gems and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to say, I'm better than nerd, I guess, out of the whole bunch. But like, I always collect the cards. Started off collecting the cards and everything like that. In sixth
Pokemon.
grade, Pokemon. You know, I mean, I loved playing on
dude.
Game Boy. It was like, just like you said, you got to catch them all and everything like that. And I played it all the time. And then when it finally came out the 3D version, you got to plug in your, you got to plug in your game, and you got all your Pokemon. You actually seen them like in there and like just color and everything like that. I absolutely loved that because like it was just, I mean, it's such a simple game. You hit, they hit, you hit, they hit, but it was so cool when they just brought it to like just that 3D, and you just sit there and you just.
You mean like Stadium? Like Pokemon Stadium?
Pokemon Stadium. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Stadium,
Oh,
my bad.
yeah, man.
My bad. I don't remember them making an actual Pokemon game. Like I just remember Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I remember.
Well, they had Pokemon Snap too.
Oh, I was gonna say that Pokemon
Yeah,
Snap was
Snap.
amazing because outside of GoldenEye, it was one of the only other like first-person shooters where you're this camera guy and you're on rails.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, and you're just trying to take pictures of Pokemon, and there was like all these like puzzles that you had to do. Like you had to like take a picture of like the Electrode, and he would get like upset, and he would get ecstatic, and then blow up the wall, and then you'd go through a secret. Yeah.
And you get points based on like the cool picture that you took.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yep. Okay, I remember that. I played that. Yeah. I probably didn't like it too much. That's why I don't remember it.
I love that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably wasn't good at it. That's probably why I didn't like it. But it sounds cool now. I should probably go back and play it.
And you know what you were saying? We get to choose kind of like 2 or 3 kind of games.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
GoldenEye, for sure. I know you were just saying that. That was a huge game for me. I'm a big first-person shooter fan, and it all started with GoldenEye and the Golden Gun and just having that James Bond experience. Before I even got to watch the movies and know what James Bond even was, I was playing GoldenEye. And, man, that brought a lot of fun, too. That was the first kind of Call of Duties, the first kind of Battlefields, first-person shooter games that I ever got to experience. And at that time, got to kind of figure out that I was actually pretty decent at it.
Now, there is a game that all of us have forgotten this whole time, and I don't know if you guys played it. I know Rock did. 1080.
Oh, yeah.
1080p snowboarding.
Yes.
Oh, snowboarding.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to snowboard now. I want to be a professional snowboarder. So
that was a good one.
Yeah, I ended up learning how to snowboard, and I love it. And that game, in my college years, me and my roommates would get together and sit there and play it in college, and we would turn it into a drinking game too. So that was definitely, I would say, one of my top few games that I loved.
Yeah.
For Nintendo.
And you know what? Over the past week, we have different games in particular because we have the Nintendo theme, Mario Party. I know I mentioned it before. That is absolutely still to this day one of my top favorite to play. I enjoy taking a board game, putting it into a virtual game, and building it with interaction too as well through the controller.
Yeah.
In the console that it has, the motion sensor. I mean, I'll tell you what. Mario Party came out with N64, and it was great. Don't get me wrong; it was a fun game, amazing game. But I would definitely take it the Wii version of the Mario Party any day. I'd say that's always gonna be in one of my top 3. As of right now, Mario Party for sure.
Now, you had mentioned a board game in the game. Did anyone else put aside 6 or 7 hours to ever play Monopoly on Super Nintendo? Because
I even did it on the PlayStation.
It takes forever. It takes forever. You're like, screw this. Like, I'm done.
Because they're doing the real game. They won't let you cheat.
No, exactly.
Grandma can't play banker here and give you an extra 50.
Grandma's a cheater.
Where'd you get the pink 50s, Grandma?
Cheater. Yeah, exactly.
Did anybody play Metroid? That was another big one.
Yeah, Wave Race.
I never got
Wave Race was amazing. We talked about that a little bit on another episode. Wave Race was just top favorite right there.
See, that's the thing, man. That's a difficult question right there about, like, what's your favorite one of them all? Like, yeah, I have some that kind of stayed as, like, a game that I played throughout the years, like the Zeldas. It didn't matter what console came out. If there was a Zelda game coming out, I usually tend to pick it up because I've enjoyed it. So I would have to kind of go with that, but I can name a million different games off of the different Nintendo systems that were, every one of them was impactful to me.
WCW versus NWO.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't Nintendo though.
You're right.
I guess that wouldn't be.
He's like, you're right.
It was on N64, but it wasn't developed by Nintendo.
Yeah.
That was THQ.
I remember that one on N64 too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, gaming god.
Well, we talked about Punch-Out. We talked about Zelda. We talked about the Mario franchise.
What about the Star Fox? Is that original for the Nintendo then? I mean, so there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Another one of those too. I know we spoke about it on the N64 system, but man, what a freaking game, honestly.
Did
Pilot Wings? Pilot Wings.
No, I didn't really like.
I hated that game. I despised that game.
Yeah, I was not a fan.
That was horrible.
Something that I think I don't know if you guys played it. Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah,
like a small amount. Yeah.
Yes.
I liked it. I mean, because you could pick a plane, you could pick a cart, you could you had different things instead of just a Mario Kart. But.
Here's another one: Shadow of the Empire on N64, the Star Wars game.
Yes,
that was
Torah.
Yeah.
Torah.
That was
I remember that one.
Yep.
No, man. Honestly, Nintendo, thank you. Once again, thank you so much. Gosh, game after game after game we keep mentioning are games that I've all enjoyed. You know, even we didn't even say Mario Kart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a one too.
There's very few games that we don't really enjoy that were made by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's just because of their that polish, that quality, and that dedication, that amount of love that they put in each product. You know what I mean? Before they Nintendo just has this thing about them that if they're making a product, it has to follow this standard, right?
Yeah.
Before it comes out,
which is quality.
Yeah, which is just high quality and
kind of diminished
and really great game design.
Hey,
yeah,
Rocco,
yeah, you're right, Rocco.
Actually, Rocco, do you remember this game? You had it, I didn't. F-Zero-X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That racing one that's futuristic, space race. That was actually a really sweet one too. I remember that one. It's you had your own spaceship kind of thing, but it was like NASCAR spaceship style. And you would have some sweet different little speed boost areas that would launch you into these crazy maneuvers. That was a pretty sweet. I'm telling you, man, Nintendo. And it's wild too until we start talking about it. Do we actually realize how much of an impact every one of the games developed by them actually had? You know, you're like, oh, so then you're like, okay, let me start naming off a top 3. That's really difficult. When you're naming off 50 and every one of them, I'm like, oh my god, I remember that game. That game was amazing. 5 months of my life, I was involved in that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Definitely.
Well, everyone, I want to thank you for joining us on these topics. This has been a really great kind of discussion for this whole week, just to kind of have Nintendo-centric. I hope we can do more of these in the future with less of a, kind of bad reason or sad reason to do it. Again, I think we just want to thank Satoru Iwata for doing what he did, Nintendo for allowing him to just kind of do what he did again, right? And just going off and creating some really great stuff. So again, thanks for stopping by. If you want to see this stuff, it's going to be on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MaelstromGamers channel. If you want to get early and you would like to support us by throwing us even just $1 is helpful, go on to patreon.com/MaelstromGamers and show your support and love. You can also follow us on Twitter @MaelstromGamers. Steve was showing off a shirt that we should be having pretty soon. Like us on Facebook, share, comment, subscribe. It really means a lot to us. We want to know what you're thinking and what you guys would like us to do. And any kind of feedback is more than welcome.
We love you guys. We appreciate
it.
Comment
below. Definitely comment below.
Yes, please.
Hey, and have a wonderful weekend too, guys, on the end of this note. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's been an honor to entertain you. In the meantime, keep thinking about everything and nothing. See you soon and take care.
Peace.
Peace.